The following assortment of items are just a few opinions you should not have about hip-hop. Under no circumstances are you to repeat any of what you are about to hear. This is just a little something I like to call hip-hop taboo 3. 3 random items to choose from. Let's get this shit started. Okay, so you have 4 elements in hip-hop: MCing, DJing, b-boying, and then there's graphing, which is the stepchild of all the elements. B-boying is at least preserved at a nationally televised level on dance shows, but the classic graffiti tagging style isn't shown anywhere except for maybe obscure competitions. Take some of your favorite underground artists, for example. Graphing isn't represented within their branding or album covers. You would think that one of the major underground artists would support it, but they don't. And of course, it's non-existent at a grand commercial level, but that might either have something to do with the fact that graphing has nothing to do with music, or that it's the only element that might get you arrested. Ray was a unique artist for my upbringing because while I enjoyed his work, I couldn't understand what he was saying half the time. Was there ever an artist for you that you felt the same way about? Sure, now I have the pleasure of having bars explained to me on Rap Genius, but back then I didn't have that benefit. His whole Gambino shtick with the random references and phrasing confused me. Couldn't you picture Raekwon making a song like Shaolin Eatery and reading off a Chinese menu, saying something to the effect of, egg rolls, they vegetable. Don't smear it with soy sauce, God. We dark wing ducking it with fried wings and I can't get the rest to rhyme. There's a lot of his older work that I love, but I just don't get. But it sounded so good though. You're gonna laugh at me for this one, but I think Drake's Marvin's Room is one of the most daring tracks over the last 5 years. I didn't say the best, you fucking imbecile. Daring. Why? Well, at the peak of your popularity, try making a song that's centered around jealousy, self-loathing, alcoholism, and even being a trick, within a culture where vulnerable transparency isn't a popular choice, unless you're praising your mother or mourning the death of a dead comrade. I know what some of you purists out there are going to say. It's not very daring because it's a song triggered towards women, but listen, every groundbreaking moment in hip-hop doesn't have to be a huge masculine statement. Sometimes it can be sort of gay. Looks like we have a bonus item. Let's do it. Can I just speak for a lot of people out here when I say that I really need Eminem to take drugs again? I know he had a problem that could have resulted in death, but that's a risk that I'm willing to take. And though I'm being a bit of a dick, when you take a look at all his sober features over the last recent years, it's becoming more and more apparent that his creative muse was his misery, which is what actually works for some artists. He might be living a happier life today, but I'd appreciate it if he quit being so selfish and pop a volume or 2 or 3 or 4, just for good time's sake, or 6, 7, 10, fucking 5,000. Get in the booth and see what you come up with. I'm just saying.